Hi, Grey Ogre again. Up to session 3. Our bold and brave party has made it back to the start area after encountering whispers in the dark. So they've been in the dungeon. If we take a look, they've been in the dungeon 3 minutes. Probably by the time they get back, it's been another minute. And they're still alive. A bold. Um, Couple things before we get going. I don't have much to say at the beginning this time. Gonna just bring up a couple mistakes I made. One of the things is I get video review before I post these things. I usually look at them to make sure the sound. Our rogue slipped. I slipped up, and he should have taken 2 instead of 1. And let's see. Oh yeah, the dice changing. I was nervous, I guess, or something. When you want to change dice, you don't have to keep opening and closing them. You just can bring up the dice thing. Come on, load dice. Can you tell I have a lot of dice? All right. If you click these, see how I'm clicking the characters. Oops, stop that. It'll oh, I'm on the GM screen. That's why. If I go back to the player and I click dice, come on, you can do it. I believe. There we go. So if you click, you'll notice how the dice are changing. So you don't have to keep opening and closing, given how long it takes this thing to load the first time. There you go. So like if I want to change, this guy's decided at old school. He's feeling a little nervous. He needs something magical here. So let's go with purple. There we go. So basically, let's see, anything else? Oh yeah, the bleed through. One of the things you notice on the player screen is, see, there's a lot of bleed through down here on the map. That's because if I very carefully drop the tiles, it wouldn't do this, but frankly, it's not worth it to me. But the tiles do have the correct LOS. It's just me dropping the tile further away and then ooching it up closer so they don't screw up the LOS. Let's see. Oh, another tip is, while I'm using Groupy, which is a Stardock utility, some of you guys, Windows desktop should do this. I know nobody ever uses this thing, but you could probably use the flip back and forth between the GM view and the player view. And finally, somebody will find a use for that feature. I'm sure there's a few people who do use it. All right, so let's get back in. Oh, the other thing I did want to mention is, I haven't found any encounters of monsters. Loosely speaking, just on the solo adventure kit, there's almost about a 15% chance in the hallway, about 20-ish in dead ends, and so, about a third in chambers. So this means, depending on your ratio of hallways to chambers, probably every four tiles-ish, you should on average out. Now, these are all straight line deviations. The deviation is statistically quite high because they're using linear rolls. Which means you could easily go 8 tiles and then get 2 in a row. So I'm pretty much due. So let's see if we can find one. We're going to do a little bit more serious exploring and find out just what is waiting for our guys. All right. So we'll start off by rolling on our table. But first, let's decide which way we want to go. So we got 3 left. I'm not gonna use a 3 die. 1 choose a 1. So we're gonna go starting left, which is west, and then count clockwise. So on a 2, they're gonna go straight ahead because clearly, if there's whispers that way, we want to head the other way. Oh, okay. So our guys are getting nervous, right? They're starting to sweat a little bit. few little moderate, some light chip itch. The fighters are doing cool, but the guys back there, the little sweat on the rogue, right? He's a little nervous, and the mage is reconsidering. Maybe I did want to cast mage armor, but he's going to hold firm for now. So let's get them. Let's get them going. They're going north. And once again, group select, move in. I'm gonna zoom, move them up there, and then I'm gonna drop a tile, so I'm not gonna zoom in right yet. All right, so in we go. Pair of 20s. All right. What do we have? Oh, and by the way, I wanted to demo the solo kit, but I'm probably going to swap over after this session to using some different tables. So once again, we've got a 5, which is a right chamber, which reminds me of one of the other mistakes. When I said I dropped the wrong tile, I actually dropped the right tile. I just didn't rotate it once far enough. Let me see. So we got a right chamber. So given him we're heading north, it should actually look like that. And then we have a 1 on it, which means there's no encounter. So let's bring up our tiles. And okay, so right chamber is a -2. And there it is. All right, so see, like if I drop this guy up here, oh, I actually pretty much hit it. So there's no bleed through, though I think I may have dropped it too far. No, I didn't. I was right on the nose. See how when I move it up, that's where that bleed's coming from. All right. So we know that 1 is nothing. So let's just go right into the right chamber exit. Let's generate this. Click this over to the right. And chamber is rough stone tile. Oh, it's got a dome ceiling. Every blue vapors. Okay, that'll immediately get my guys excited. Especially along that wall. They float though. Okay. Leather bound book. Okay. So this is good stuff. I really like the descriptive stuff. I think Lord and Trails did some good things with these tables. I did modify them slightly for these things, but it's fun stuff. All right, so now that they're paranoid, they're definitely going to go in there, worry about the thing, and that's going to definitely take them a minute or so. So my guys go rolling on up there, and I didn't pin that, did I? I don't think it's that big a deal. Oops, I closed the wrong thing. I minimized the wrong thing. Let's bring it back up. I wanted to minimize you. There we go. And let's go dig that out. This is a chamber. It's probably one of these. Rough tile 4. Nope. This one. Nope. Oh, that's the black granite one. They love that one. Wow, did I put it? Did I use the wrong? No, it says chamber. I wonder where it went. All right, I'm not going to go. It's not that big a deal. All right. So we're going to continue to explore once again because I think it may connect. We'll roll a pair of 20s again. 16 and 8. So it's still probably not going to be an encounter. And that's one of the things. Things speed up once you know that right away. So 16 is straight left. So basically, it's a T intersection where you can turn left or go straight. And T intersections are -3s. 3 openings. There we go. And we want straight left, which is this one. We'll put it here and rotate it. Oops. I wanted to move this thing. It's probably, these things are a pain sometimes when they get cocked like that. Yeah, I'm gonna just kill it. Die, die, evil tile. You can be replaced with another. Infinite tiles. All right. So we know nothing horrifyingly lurks in there because of the low roll, but we can get the description out. Let's generate it. And this time I'll remember to pen it. Oh, I didn't forgot to put it in the chat. Let's get back to her. All right. Well, our dreams of circling around have failed. Okay, so pretty generic hall. So, do we wish to continue on? Or do we wish to circle back and see what's going on here? I think I'll try one more and see where we go. Oops, I screwed up my formation. All right, so clearly after checking both ways, it turns out odd is north. They decided going north is clearly the better way to go, or at least looking north. Rolling our d20s. We've got, looks like another no encounter. And 6 is, that might be a square. So this one's got this is a right turn and straight. So straight and right is this one. So we might have a marble. Fancy. All right. So our guys are going to move up. Let me get back into play mode. Let me get him back. Let's get this thing back in order. No, don't do that. I don't want to see him. I just want to get him situated again. All right. There we go. Back in square formation. So a little nervous, but guys move up. They're probably going to check the floor out, given how the floor changed. It's probably time to add another minute. Zoom out. So are we going in circles? As we boldly advance, we're definitely we're gonna try right on this one because I want to see if it connects. 19 and 5. That's once again nothing. 19 is different, maybe. 19 is oh, got a chamber. Still too low even for a chamber, most likely. So we have a T where it continues on, and you could also have a right exit. So it does actually look like those connect. So that's a chamber. T right. There we go. So let's flip it. There we go. All right, so it's still not making good progress. One of the things about the solo kit that I found was that it makes brawling dungeons. And in fact, you get in so deep, you start getting nervous. We're definitely going to go south in this case to, oh, when I didn't do my chamber. What's in here? How nervous are they about this room? 8-foot diameter semicircle in the middle with a foot long broken chain hanging down. Oh, yeah. I do like these things. So they're a little nervous, but not hugely nervous. All right. All right. Looking to the south. What do they see? Oops, I meant to do 2 dice. Oh my God, that looks like that's something. All right, 16 is going to be. All right, this is a straight left haul. Basically, it goes straight and turns left, so we're gonna have a loop essentially. Straight left. Oops, they're below it. There we go. Straight left. There we go. So it actually looks like it. Alright. Much easier to drop it perfectly when you got another tile there. Alright, now something actually happens here. So let's go ahead and roll the description to see how paranoid my guys are. Okay, oh, they went to dirt. And they're immediately thinking and kegs and anything else that can come up from below. Not that my guys are paranoid at all. No. Yeah. All right, so they're feeling a little nervous here. Feeling it. Let's see what our encounter actually is though. So we're in a straight left hall, which is all these are halls. So if we go up to hallways, now we got a 20, which is a roll twice. We've done this before and we got 2 nothings. So let's see how nothing, what we got this time. Okay, we got nothing and a 19. Let's find out what the 19 is. The 19 is a combat encounter. There you go. Somewhere, as they come around the corner and peer down, monster's neck. All right, so you could go use his combat tables. I don't like his combat tables. I've got using my own. The problem with his combat tables, I mean, there's some good things and some bad things about the tables. Where's his combat tables? Secrets, yeah, combat encounters. Is for first level, they're pretty brutal. These are all stuff out of the SRD, by the way. And they're also in all, by the way. So yeah, I'm not using them. Now you could, if you limit yourself to a D6 or something, it might work. One of the things I think I'll do, I might do a little side quest video to explain CRs and stuff, and how you can easily build your own tables. And this will should work with all the systems that he's supporting. Yeah, it should even work. OSR is a little bit different in some ways, but the how CRs work and stuff really hasn't changed at all. All right, so I'm going to use my a level 1 table and roll it and generate. There we go. We got some crawling claws and some skeletons. All right, a classic. So let's just toss these guys up. And in case I want to know what it is later, I'm going to link this back. As a matter of fact, I'm going to link it a little to the side so it doesn't get in the way. So my guys are moving down, and there's some guys in here. So one of the things about solo play is you have to think about where you're going to put the monsters, right? So let's just add these to the combat tracker. And these things are mindless, right? So they're not going to have any super insightful strategy here. They just want to kill the living. Generally, I'm going to start them about right in the scattered around the middle. And we got some climb. Oops, and I always hate that. There. This isn't it. They keep dragging the same guy. How can he be the same guy? Fine. What you can do is, you can drag these things and I'll put them in the middle. I don't usually do that because there's usually too many monsters. But in this case, I've hit my limit of patience. All right, so I'm just going to have them kind of mobbed around the middle. And actually the pin's in the way, but there we go. All right, so there they are, looking for the living which we hate. All right, so one of the nice things you could do is, one of the problems with the monsters, from the point of the party, the monsters can see these guys because they have a light, right? So as soon as the party basically enters this room, these monsters would have seen them. In 5e, you're supposed to, well, there's a couple of different ways you could do this. The newer 24 version just deals with surprise much more mildly, where you just affects initiative. In theory, these monsters have surprise. However, all they're going to do the first round is run towards them because the skeletons could shoot. So let's just set that up. So the party is going to be surprised unless these guys are noisy. So it's time to put our party finally in their real combat formation. So one of the things you should do, obviously, when you're setting up, is set up the party sheet and in your formation, right? So my order is 2 fighters up front, and they're coming south, so this is what it should look like, which is very close to what they are. So let's just, so there they are, heading down, and he's behind the half orc. Oh, wow, I really got, okay, so it's totally upside down, the way I wiggled them around so much. Okay, so, half orc there we go. Mage behind the half orc, rogue behind the dragonborn. There we go. So they're coming down about like this. They're looking at the dirt floor, being nervous. They can't see anything except for maybe that half orc may see something. Let's I'm gonna show all NPCs. And can this half orc see something? Oh, it does look like he can. All right, so the half orc will pretty much become aware of them almost immediately. And this is one of the things, advantages of playing with LOS. You can see what he can see. So he's seeing this crawling claw over here, and probably may see a hint of these things. So the half orc fighter is not going to be surprised. Looks like the rest of them, it's out of view. So the half orc starts trying to warn these guys, and everybody else goes. So obviously you can go into here and roll individual initiatives. In solo play, honestly, I personally find it just to roll initiatives for the PCs is faster. Obviously, if you want to do it some other way, you can. All right, so J6 is a surprise. He'll go, huh? What? What did you say? Claw, claw, craw. What? What the hell does that mean? Huh? All right, so these guys are going, what's going on? What's going on? Sweat begins to bead from the mage who doesn't quite understand what's happening, but finally, the half orc goes, the half orc boldly. Let's take a look at him. So it's his turn, and seeing how he's not surprised, I'm pretty sure he's just going to move up and dodge, but because I think he doesn't even have javelins. He does have a longbow, but he's a sword and board guy. I'm pretty sure, or a longsword and warpick type guy, apparently. Let's just double check. I haven't played with these guys in a long time. Has he got a shield? Yeah, he does. So he's gonna advance and dodge, take the heat off his party, and to whether you turn this stuff on or off for the party is up to you. I kind of like it on because honestly, it helps me count, right? It's much less. You know what? He'll stay there. So he goes there and dodges. I should have a dodge effect, hopefully. This is out of the advanced effects, and I also using Better Combat Effects Gold, which is a paid one. I believe it has one as well. So I'm just going to drop the action on him, and we'll call it good. Now, the DM has to go there and actually okay the move. Like I say, you play around with it, whether you accept, there we go. Whether it's useful or not to use that. All right, so we got unidentified. I'm gonna just identify them all, or whatever. So we got some crawling claws and some skeletons. The crawling claws pretty mindless. They go, oh my god, somebody to strangle. So they will. Oops, I did an intern as a player. Ding. All right. So the crawling claw. I do like the highlight thing. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so we can get a better view. So the mighty crawling claw decides to make its play. And it's got a speed of 20. So it's going to promptly double move. Now it is the thing has a climb speed the same, so it's going to run up the wall in the best. And you can, wow. I don't think, why are you not wanting? One of the problems with these little tiny tokens, you got to actually click on them. Come on. I know you want to really move. I know it. I believe. Don't be like that. Am I not in play mode? There we go. There we actually close. Come on. Mr. Claw. You want to move. You don't want to move. All right, so I ran into some technical difficulties. Basically, I couldn't select the crawling claw because it was too small. Then I went into the assets folder to grab another one and found out that the assets folder was, I couldn't grab stuff out of it easily. So I've replaced the crawling claw. Let's get back to the action with some bead tokens, which I can select. Basically what happens, it got so small and they were transparent, I couldn't really click on them. And there was a bug where earlier. I think it may have been reappeared. But back to the action. So the claw goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and it also climbs up on the wall. So I'm going to give it elevation, which is Alt. All right, so it's 5 feet off the ground, and then it's going to double move. Oh, let me see. While I was moving things around, apparently I screwed up their party formation. I was trying to get stuff to work. He was there. And so he'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. And glare angrily at him because that guy's dodging and he double moves. So. Oh, I see. That's what happened. He's still selected. I want the. I'm still having problems selecting these small tokens. Unselect. Select. You really want to select. See, I can grab these other guys. I'm continuing to have a little problems selecting this guy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into his size. These things are tiny, which is part of my issue, grabbing them, and I'm going to just bump them up to 5. Which will make them easier to grab. And I'm going to do it to that other one too. Come on, open. You're really not going to let me change you and it's not my turn? Alright, whatever. So he ends up double moving right up to there, and so he's technically on the wall. 5 feet up. The other guy's going to do, the other crawling claw will do the same thing. Wow, I'm really having problems with Fantasy Grounds. It won't let me. I'm going to pause. All right, I'm back again. I have, using my experience as a former game tester, I figured out there's a bug right now in Fantasy Grounds where the mouse is registering, its position is registering in the wrong place. So if you look on my screen, like say I want to change this 5, notice how it's not giving me anything, but if I move down to here, about 25, 25 pixels or so, it allows me to change it. That's why I couldn't change. So like this, same thing down here, when I move to the next actor, I actually have to click down here. That's the type of thing that'll get fixed quickly. I want to finish this combat and then I'll end this. But now that I know what's wrong, it'll be much easier for me to run the combat. So, our first crawling claw has viciously run down the wall. Roar! I mean, not that it goes roar. It clitters, crackles against the side. So now I'll move on to the next actor, which is down here. I could probably just hotkey this. Wow, off the bottom tip. All right. So this one's going to do basically the same thing. So it's the same thing. I have to select him down, see how my mouse is below him. And he'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Likewise, he's going to run up on the wall because that's what all good crawling claws should do. So I'm changing the altitude to 5. So now comes the rogue, which is going, really? What's going on, man? Holy shit! Are those things on the walls? And finally, the mighty skeleton 2. Now, skeletons, unlike the crawling claws, actually have ranged weapons. So, using its rotted brains or non-existence, this guy will. I have to select him by down here. He will. Oh, he will look out and. There was a book somebody wrote, The Monsters Know What They're Doing. And that basically the idea is even the dumbest monsters will use their appropriate weaponry. So he realizes he can't use his short sword, and so he'll use his short bow. And so he's going to shoot straight ahead because that's the guy in front of him. And so he will pick up advantage on that surprise. Notice I have to get advantage. I'm going to have to click down here. Can I get it? So I'll just roll twice. So notice how I'm to get the attack on the short bow and like down here. So I'll drop this on and I use the combat tracker, hopefully. And it'll work. Yep. And he does have advantage, so I'm going to roll twice because I can't select advantage right now. Let's do it again. And oh, that had to just miss him. That had to just miss him. See, interesting. The thing on the side seems to be all right. So our buddy rocking his 19 AC. All right. So moving down a little bit, we get the next actor. We're going to select him by being here. He's going to basically do the same thing. And using his essentially non-existent brains, will fire at the guy straight ahead of him who happens to be dodging. So he will actually have disadvantage. Can I select disadvantage? I don't think I can. Maybe if I move the whole window up. So we'll just grab this. And I'm going to click twice. This will be wrong because they're not should be added. So he takes the worst roll. And if I look at this guy's defense, it's oops, I didn't hit. Yeah, where's his armor class? It should be on there. Whatever. He's 19 as well. So I got a big, beefy front line. All right, so it knew that he was dodging, so it gave him automatically. So he blew it. I forgot that. Okay, cool. They have weathered the storm, and they do have a beefy front line. If I can only get next actor. There we go. New round. Now I am using automatic rerolls, so it's doing all my initiatives again. Which means that the rogue suddenly snaps out and goes, holy crap, there are monsters! I thought this dungeon was empty. So he's got a nice sneak attack opportunity with this guy being adjacent, and he'll probably take that. He'll just maneuver slightly to get a better shot. The guy's 5 feet up. Can he get a clear shot? I'm going to select him by clicking down low here. And now I should really swipe over to the... You usually kind of want to swap over so you can verify what they can really see. In this case, he's obviously going to be able to see this guy. He has dark vision. Though you can see the nice... I mean, this is one of the cool things about Fantasy Grounds. Just taking a moment to see how the lighting's being cast, and then how the torch and the oh, you know, it looks like it's really on the DM side, where the things are offset. So he'll move there and shoot. You can argue whether he's got cover or not. I think I'm gonna give him 1 point of cover instead of the normal 2. So he's up. I'll approve it in a second as the DM, but let's get his shot off. His first shot in the dungeon with his longbow, sporting his high elfness. All right. So you can target monsters, but usually I've found it's faster to drag roll. There's a pretty good way of setting up a better combat effect to automatically do sneak attack. I have not done that. So if I move here and it brings up the claw, then you know that it's over. And this is why rather than trying to target select, I'll just do this. Now, he doesn't have advantage, but he does sneak if he hits. Oh my god, and he rolls a 4. No! My life is over. All right. This guy's a little bit of a scaredy cat. If you were to check his notes, I turned tail, things look bad. I mean, things don't look that bad. But, somebody needs to cover the rear, right? Right? So he's just going to move on back to here. And then, I'll just keep an eye on our back trail over here. I'm standing right next to my good friend, the cleric, just in case. And then as a DM, I'll approve all this stuff. So basically, he moved out, shot, moved over there. All right. And then he ends his turn. Yeah, see, the next actor, it's the DM side. I wonder if it's probably not extension. That would be an odd extension, but I'll have to go through and find it. All right, so there it is. Mighty Crawling Claw 1 has fought his way forward. Finally, he gets to try to strangle this evil fighter in front of him. Take that. So we're back on the DM side, and we want to grab the Crawling Claw. Now, it's fixed itself. There's something weird about that. All right, so we're going to immediately try to strangle this poor innocent half-orc who's still dodging, by the way. That's why he's got the disadvantage. He gets him anyway. Oh my god. No! I did everything right. I had 19 armor class. All right. So the guy goes right to moderate, and there you go. All right. Now, it's still over here, though. Did it move? No, it is still down a little low. All right, so let's get the next actor. Next actor is Crawling Claw 2. So he's up on the wall. He decides that he just is gonna go. Now these guys are kind of brainless, so he's gonna come back down the wall. Let's get him selected. He's gonna, as he advances 5 feet, he'll also drop 5 feet. So he hits the floor. These things are supposed to only have like a 2.5 foot thing, so reach. Well, these have 5 foot reach, but they're only supposed to be 2.5. In theory, they could both be in the same square. So he is going to move over, and I'm just going to tick him there, and he's going to attack the half-orc who's getting quite a bit of use out of his dodge. And it's still a little low, but I'll go ahead and drop it on him. Notice when you see the number, it'll show up. So he does miss. And then finally the cleric. The cleric's up. As soon as I click next actor a little below. We'll flip back over. The cleric assesses the situation. The half-orc is hurt a little bit, but he's a tough guy. We're still only first level, which means we can't turn. So we're thinking, I clicked him, notice how the dice changed. We're thinking probably a ranged attack of some sort with Radiant. It's not going to be bad. So clicking on our guy. Clicking actions. He's rocking Toll the Dead and Sacred Flame, pretty straightforward. Now, I do have a house rule, Toll the Dead. It's not important in this case because he's not going to use Necrotic against undead. My standard house rule is I flip the 8 and the 12, so it's D12 against unhurt and D8 versus wounded. Let's see. He's going to try... Who's more dexterous, the skeletons or the thing? he's going to try to. He's going to go for one of these guys. So he's going to go against Crawling Claw 8. So what we'll do is we'll grab this, which is a cast, and we'll move it right over it till it shows up the Crawling Claw, and then we'll drop it. So it's called drag rolling. It's usually faster. Oh, the guy blew it. That's good. All right, so now this particular one sets it up for levels, all the different levels, so we want to make sure to grab the right one, which is 1d8. We'll put it right over this guy again, and... Oh, man, that was almost a 1. He gets him! Yay! The party is on the scoreboard. All right. Meanwhile, my excitable rogue is already feeling better. All right. So we're going to go ahead and maneuver a little bit. This guy is going to move up in front of the mage, just so these guys can easily flank some of the squishies. And then I'm going to flip back over, approve the move, and take off the dead guy. All right, let's zoom out a little bit. And let's take off our dead guy. There we go, our first blood splat. All right, we got a heat advisory. Yeah, it's hot as hell here. So, I actually didn't intern for him. It's fine. I can do it as a DM. All right. Meanwhile, our Dragonborn getting excited about this whole thing goes, wow, we I get to fight. So we'll click onto him, click the action stab. So he's got breath, which is, something to think about. They're a little bit out. He's just going to move up and help his buddy out and see if he can smack that Crawling Claw 16. Unfortunately, 1, 2. You can argue that he's probably going to have to move next to the wall because that guy's on the wall. I'm not going to put him in that square all the way over because, yeah, that just helps the targeting so much. So he's going to move up and hit. If he kills it, he'll back up, so they'll be blocking the corner. If he doesn't kill it, he'll probably may move up another one. We'll see. He's going to use the Morning Star apparently on the evil Crawling Claw 16. He's confident in his abilities and smack, he gets it. Maybe he should use the quarterstaff one-handed. We'll find out. Oh, he got him. There we go. Yay! The fighters are having a great time. Everybody else is pretty nervous, other than maybe the cleric. All right, so that guy's dead. He is going to, in that case, seeing how he has done what he wanted to do, he's going to go ahead and form a line for his party. And I will approve all his moves as a DM and take off the dead Crawling Claw. Or newly deanimated, I guess. All right. Jeshim. It's his turn. As soon as I find that sweet spot below. There we go. Finally, our half orc. He got a lot of use out of dodge. That's one of the things about the random initiative. Sometimes you get a lot of use, and sometimes they go back to back and get no use. But that's part of the. He wants to charge down and attack. He's wounded enough that it may not be what he does, but I think what he's going to do is second wind and move right on down. So as a bonus action, he'll second wind, and oh god, it's not a good roll, but he's still going to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You know what? We'll do that. See what happens. Wow. I'm going to presume he probably had a longsword in hand at the start of this. He's going to go ahead and drop the longsword as a free action in that square. Then he's going to use draw and attack with his club on skeleton 2. Oh, and he hits. There we go. That's a nice smack. And so does some good damage, hopefully. Yeah, smacks him. There's that vulnerable. He's moved 25. After killing the skeleton, he's going to go ahead and continue on to get in this other guy's face. And then he's going to end his turn. So flipping over to the DM side, let's approve all his moves. Like I say, you need to play around with it. I've found that the move, in many cases, is, yeah, I got to approve down here. That's why I'm having a hard time with this thing. Actually, it's almost like it's after the first thing it does something. Maybe it is an extension. All right, so the skeleton goes next. Now these skeletons were were using archery, using their bows. So he'll probably drop his bow and pull out his short sword and smack this guy. I'm going to carefully select short sword from down here and drop it on our bold and brave. All right, so he missed him. Finally, after selecting next actor from down here, the mage. The mage is up. This is his moment. This is his moment. He thinks about a grandiose spell, but they pretty much killed everything but one skeleton, who is unfortunately on the other side. So checking through his spell repertoire, he's probably going to want to go with a cantrip, barring anybody getting super hurt. He is going to advance slightly. He'll move up here to get a clear shot, and then he'll probably step to the side. He's going to use Firebolt. He's got it -2. If I can get the -2 to show up. Can I put the modifier in? All right, so I can put the modifier in map. I can't. What I'm trying to do is click this -2. Oh, I did get it. Down here, apparently. So we'll Firebolt this sucker. Die, Mr. Skeleton. By the way, you can actually target to check the range, but I know he's within less than 120, so I'm not bothering. All right, so that's a pretty clean miss. You could go either way. He's got these nice fighters in front of him, but you know, I'm wounded from those whispers. I think I'm just gonna chill out around the corner right here. That's what I think I'm gonna do. I'll help the rogue check out what's going on. Yeah, I got stuck in the wall, so it happens. And then he ends his turn, which I'll do from the DM side over here. Okay. Time for a new round. Initiatives are automatically re-rolled. Oh. As soon as I get the smiling half-orc. Even though I took some damage, just getting up. Let's swap to the player side. Smiling half-orc. It's been a pretty good fight for him, and he's also the guy who took the most damage. He still got his club out. He's seemed to work really good last time. Let's not break something. If it's working, let's not change it. Those are pretty good dice looking dice. Oh my God! Well, one. No, his confidence may take a sudden setback. All right, so let's next actor this, and so we've got our friend the rogue. Uh, Well, things have turned around. He's feeling a little better. You can't see shit from where he is. This is one of the reasons the LOS is really kind of handy to play with. He's going to boldly stand behind the. Come on, update. I'm gonna. He can't see because I haven't updated on the. Let's let him. Let's let him get him a look. So he moves up there to take a look, and he goes, "Ah, oh, only one. Wow, we're doing fine. I can handle this." I If he was a little braver, he might move in front of the cleric, but but cover doesn't stack. So yeah, just hold still. He tells the cleric, and then he's just gonna shoot, hoping for a sneak attack on the skeleton. 5e's not nearly as brutal as far as resistances, but still not an optimal attack. So that's a pretty clean miss. He decides that the rest of the party's moving forward, and he likes the idea of what this the mage's idea. So he's going to hide in this corner. Right, there we go. Totally got this. You guys do great. Me and I'll keep an eye on the back. Yep. All right. So I'll advance the next actor. And we've got our Dragonborn. Mr. Dragonborn. He's kind of excited. He's got a little bit of thing. He could finish this. He checks his inventory. Unfortunately, all he's got is a morning. He could use a quarterstaff, actually, one-handed quarterstaff. He used the Morning Star last time, which was fine on the. He is going to advance 30, which is the max move. Then he's going to drop his Morning Star so it's in the square with him, and then he'll go ahead and use his quarterstaff on the skeleton. And 20! Well, there you go. Now notice, by the way, one of the nice things about Fantasy Grounds is you can hold these things one or two-handed, and because he's got a shield, he's obviously holding it one-handed. We'll go ahead and smack this guy. And that should be it. Yep, he bites the big one. Smack! Down he goes! The party is triumphant! All right. So let's flip over to the DM side. Let's go ahead and approve the move. And take the last monster off the combat tracker. It's got to be allow. Confirm delete. There we go. A glorious victory. So I'm going to quit the recording, but let's go ahead and do the aftermath. Because there's something a little wrong with the input here. Don't know if it's an extension or whether an actual bug from Fantasy Grounds. But so what do we do in the aftermath? This is where we search the bodies. Now skeletons probably don't have a lot, but they maybe have a little rotted coins. Conveniently, 5e does have a. Yeah, man. I have a treasure table, which is on F2. I'm just going to hit F2. There it goes. No, that's a challenge. Must be. Oh, that was F2. Oh, I didn't do it. Okay, I thought I had most of my tables up here. I don't have the treasure table. So the treasure table, there's an incidental treasure table. Say that 4 times fast. Let's close some of these. Got a lot of stuff open. Let's go to books. We want DMG, Legacy. Yeah, see, even my clicks are low. Look how that thing's selecting down there. Then we want treasure. And what's interesting is we want, man, I missed treasure. There. Can I get down lower now? Come on. Down here somewhere. I can't select treasure. That's, I can't even select those there. Let's try expand. And then we want way the heck down here in treasure. Workshop, running the game, treasure. Random treasure. That's so interesting. It's not off right now. And then if I scroll down, what I'm looking for is these. See, there's an individual treasure table, but I can't. I'm having a hard time selecting that. I'm going to try hotkeying this, see if I get it. Notice how I'm having to move it way the heck down there. Yeah, it didn't open it, but that's fine. I'll see if I can get it into there. Yeah, it really doesn't want me to put it in. See, I don't know if you can see the ghost. It's a very faint. There, I finally got it. All right, so I'm going to roll on this, and we'll see if they had any like old pouches. These are just very incidental. I prefer the legacy stuff over. Now, one of the things you can do it to chat. Normally, though, I would suggest that you're going to have to tables. Because this table's locked, it's out of the DMG, you need to make a copy. Oh, come on. Drag. Did you go? It's hard to tell. Drag record link. See how the button's above there when it shouldn't be. Trying to drag it into this group. And make a copy. Well, I'll do this later. What I'm trying to do is change it from chat to treasure parcel, which means it'll build them automatically. But my guys just made 17 silver. So they're rich. Rich! Let's go back to the party sheet and we'll do this manually. So we'll put 17 silver in, so they have now a total of 18 silver. And we can... Oh, it's down here. Distribute the coins. Look at that! 3 silver each! And a little bit of breakage, which sits in the party. All right. Now, obviously, the first thing they do is they attempt to loot the weapons, because the weapons are... this is where they really would make money if they're any good. However, the skeleton descriptions pretty much say they're garbage weapons, so they're not going to get nothing. No further treasure from the weapons, and we will clear down here. No, not close window. Come on, give me the menu. Well, I want to clear the initiative. That's what I'm trying to do. There we go. So initiative. Yeah, see, notice how it's up there selecting rest. So let's clear, see how where my mouse is. I won't take it, even though the highlights, like the highlights there. That was weird, but what did it do? It rolled it. Okay, well, not a big deal. I'm going to end the recording here. And we got through our first fight, and they lived, and they even made some money. They're excited.